Happy full moon in Sagittarius. The full moon in Sagittarius is on Thursday, May 23rd. And this comes right at the start of Gemini season. Usually, Gemini is the sign that people know to be, let's say, kind of having a duality. And I really do feel like Sagittarius is also a sign that has a lot of duality as well. Sagittarius friends, they have a serious side to them as well as one that is very playful, very comedic, kind of like one that really brings the party. And when it comes to full moons, it's all about manifestation, releasing what doesn't serve you. And in the sign of Sagittarius, we are exploring themes around philosophy, belief systems, really big picture thinking, ethics, right and wrong. We're thinking freedom, adventure, and learning new things. Sagittarius is a very intellectual and academic sign. And I know that for those who have their sun, their moon, their rising, north, south nodes in Sagittarius, as well as if you have three or more planets in the sign of Sag, or three or more planets in the ninth house, you are really feeling this full moon. You're probably wanting to run away, going on some international adventure, or really kind of thinking and thinking and thinking, contemplating if you need to upgrade some of your like thinking around certain subjects. Let's say, as an example, around work. You're like, I'm feeling imposter syndrome, but do I need to get another certification? Do I need to go back to school? Do I need to speak at this conference? Do I know enough? And all of these questions are totally normal for a full moon in Sagittarius because with full moons, lots of feelings come through the week before, definitely the day before. And it gets a lot better the day of and the days after. So know that this weekend is going to be so much better than these last few days. And if you're unsure about your placements, you can go to yoursaturn.com to get a free career astrology report and understand which planets are in Sagittarius for you. Now, I want you to think about what you can celebrate because full moons are about celebration as well, celebrating goals and achievements. So think back to 6 months ago, kind of how you wanted to be more of an expert in your line of work, or maybe a hobby that you have, but most likely it was something professionally related. You might have really wanted some specific mindset upgrades and maybe a different version of your reality, kind of tweaking certain things in your life. And I want you to think about how these things have come to fruition these last 6 months. What still needs to change and what still needs to be released. This full moon is going to be wonderful for that release. Now, this full moon comes at a time where we are also experiencing a lot of energy being placed, being focused on the sign of Gemini. So the opposite of Sagittarius. They are very similar. So there is a lot of spotlight on communication, on learning, on information. And during this week, I wouldn't be surprised if you get some really great insights on how to kind of move forward as you activate your voice and be an advocate for yourself, as well as kind of understanding the things that need to change internally so that you can see the external changes that you desire. Belief systems, mindset, are a big theme for this moon. And I think that really, as we enter kind of like a new chapter because of Pluto in Aquarius, period 9, as well as some things that are coming up this fall and next year, this full moon in Sagittarius is also paving the way for a deeper connection to intuition, as well as kind of just wanting to live life in a different way. So last week, I hosted an event about intuition in Los Angeles. And I know that for the 30 plus women who attended, they are going through major, major changes and contemplating, okay, I just went through 3 sessions, one about astrology, one about energetic health, and one about how to use tarot to access your intuition, and my mind is blown. I didn't realize I could connect to my intuition in this way. In one of the sessions, they did pendulum work, and I know that really blew a lot of people's minds, as well as asking questions during the tarot session. And then for my part, the astrology, I shared kind of where we were, where we are now, and where we are going. And people are like, yeah, I have been feeling a lot of identity upgrades, relationships have been changing for this one attendee. She was saying like, oh, I have like these two jobs I'm considering, and everyone's telling me to do the one that makes the most sense, but I really feel like really interested in this one that kind of doesn't have the role kind of all written out, and have really it's not as cool on paper, but it just really excites me. And I told her, well, it's because like you get to change. And I believe her North Node was in Scorpio. And she definitely had some Scorpio placements. I just can't remember which ones. And I was like, well, it's because you really thrive in change and transformation, and kind of you can really see the truth very clearly for others. And this last year, you've been seeing the truth more clearly for yourself. And she was just like, wow, I have never had anybody speak to me about what I'm going through, how I'm feeling so deeply and so accurately. So, for sure, people are reflecting on what reality to be in, the one that they have been or the one that they kind of are curious and kind of had like a peek into. It's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And in this next like year and a half, we are moving forward into a world that is more connected to energy, spirituality, and intuition. And this full moon in Sagittarius really is a shedding of the old, of how we've been functioning, how we've been working, how you think your life should be, and what you desire in your life. And so I'm curious to know what's been happening for you. Email me, drop into my DMs. I have a couple mini readings left this month. If you're curious about how this big shift with Jupiter moving into Gemini will affect you, and how to really flow with kind of the energies that are shifting this week, and how to make the most out of it. And if you are a Gemini listening to this message, getting a reading is going to be so great, and seeing what this next year holds for you, because I know that your birthday has already happened or is happening soon. So it's going to be such a great birthday gift to yourself to just understand like what's coming up for you. All right. I probably have 1 or 2 episodes left for this season. I've so many episodes up, and there'll be some changes for this next season. It's going to be season 4. I can't believe it. And I'll be returning in the fall. So I have about 1 or 2 episodes left, probably going to be ending at the end of May, but I'll probably be posting some bonus episodes in these next, what is it? 10 days or so. So stay tuned.